Hello and welcome back to Rollercoaster Tycoon with my laundry sounds. I just now realized that I started recording right as my laundry machine was doing its thing again. My friend, ever present in all my videos. But yeah guys, we are here again after doing our best in the Nevermore park. And well, it's too easy to say, luckily, Nevermore, that park. Because I really liked it actually. I think it was a nice park. Especially with all the space and the easy goals. Well, easy... Yeah, okay, they were easy. I mean, that's all I can say about it. They were pretty easy. I mean, come on, 1400 meter coaster, 7 in the ratings, you know. If that's not easy by now, then I don't know what is. Then it's like a miracle we've even come this far. Speaking about coming far, let's see how far we are and what our next park is, shall we? Also, look at this, 135,000. Now it isn't as much as Octagon Park. We are up there, you know. This is our second best park value, probably. Now, I know that I'm pretty much checking this like each and every park by now. But it is actually one of the highest park ratings we have. The second best. 135, alright. Just only, well, almost half of Octagon Park. But that's okay. Let's go to the next one, Pacifica, and pause it straight away. This large island is all yours to develop as an amusement park. Our objective is to have a monthly income from ride tickets of at least 8,000. Wait, you say we do not have a failure condition again? Oh my, that's easy. Now just excuse me for a moment. And back we are. And listen to the silence. I basically went to my laundry machine and said, "Silence! I kill you!" No, I didn't. I cuddled it nicely and asked it pleasantly if it could stop making noises. Please. Anyway, the Pacifica Park is... Oh, it's actually closed. Well, first thing we'll do is open it up. And... Oh, hold on a second. Oh, now that's interesting. Okay, it's not as bad as it at first seemed. But this is interesting. Also, do you see this? But it seems to me that the water is of a lighter color than it was in the previous park, where it seemed to be darker. That's very interesting. Or maybe that's just because of the sand. Maybe if this was like grass, it would also look well, darker. I don't know, it's very interesting. Alright, I don't think there's anything to buy. Nah, in general there hasn't been, so... okay, so we don't really have that big of a park. Then all of a sudden 8,000 does become quite the challenge. But it should be pretty doable so long as we build good rides. Now, I mean, as for like a theming, we have the pagoda style here. Though that's just the one building, you know, as if this were like some kind of island where some Shaolin monk thing would have lived, but we'll probably, I don't know if we'll do that much scenery. We'll see. First of all, what we need to do is we need to check out the rides that we have. We have like a monorail. Great. We have like the Grace of a Maze. Someone came up with that name in the comments and I just love it. Well, we'll see. Yeah, but we're probably gonna build one. Though not as extreme as in the previous park. Because that was just a death trap. As for coasters, look, this is gonna help greatly. Okay, well, so far for the rides, huh? I mean, to be fair, we've had much better starts with the rides in other parks. I mean, this is like the absolute bare minimum. My goodness, 3 gentle rides, only 1 thrill ride, only 3 coasters, and this isn't even good. My goodness. Now, as for shops and stalls, we have like drinks, several food things, and we have a balloon, and I mean, for the shops and stalls we're basically good, but for the rest, eggheads, get your eggheads here. Your head in egg shape. And I want thrill rides like first thing. I mean, jeez, man. Right, so we got this sorted. Let us see how we do in terms of the loan. Okay, so we're also not able to loan out that much. It's okay, that's okay. As for scenery... Oh, we also have the jungle and dinosaur thing. Okay, interesting. I wasn't aware... well, actually, these might have been part of the jungle style. I don't know. It's okay, though. Oh, yeah, you can see that by the lily pads. Wait, hold on a second. Is it just me, or do we have 2 different lily pads here? This is the Chinese one. And then there must also be like a jungle one. There isn't? Or does the Chinese one have differences? Could that be the thing? No way, that could not be the thing. Can it be the thing? Can it be the thing that the... No way. And it is consistently this one that is yellow. Huh. Well, that's funny. It's also not like this changes to... Well, that's very funny. Right, anyway, I mean, I'm getting distracted here by 2 different lily pads, which are totally not the point. Guys, I have a plan for this park already, and it involves one thing, going compact style. And you know what? Let us go with, let us color the suits of our handy dudes. Let's have our handy dudes be brown. So they're basically, I do not want to see them. So we make them the same color as our path. And then we'll have our mechanics be in like yellow or orange jumpsuit. Orange is the new black. If that were the case, then I should make my guards actually orange. Now we're gonna make our guards dark blue. Wait. Doesn't really matter what we make them, it's only that they are always black. In that case, they will be orange, and we will have our mechanics be yellow. Bright yellow. There you go. Right, now, actually, it would not be a bad thing to already hire our very first handy dude. And you know what, we will have him without the thing. And we are gonna call him Goober McScoot. No. Are we gonna call him Goober McScooper? Hell no. We're gonna call him James. Like Butler James. And Butler James is gonna be our emergency handy dude, who is gonna keep everything clean at the moment we drop him somewhere. So, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start out with getting the basics down. So that means that first of all, I want this stuff. We don't need to overdo it. We're also not really ready for, you know, like a real true grand opening. That's okay. We're also not having any guests anyway. Because what we haven't really done is planned out how the park expansion path would be. Now, I do notice that we have a alarmingly small amount of flat terrain to work with. And loads of trees and all. So the terrain is anything but easy, and what is easy is like the water line. So here's what I propose we do. Because we have like quite a bit of room in the water too. I mean, this is quite a lot of flat water space. Excuse me, as I would call it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have the flat rides, you know, the slam down rides on the water. We're gonna have the coasters all over here above land. And then basically we'll have like a road or a path around the edge, around the beach basically, with like a cross in the center. So this will be like the cross straight, and then we'll also go over there, and then we'll just go in around. So we basically create, like, if we go a little bit bigger, we go like a lollipop. The lollipop park. No, it is Pacifica, of course, but that's the plan for the park strategy. Now, with that, can I has my first info kiosk, please? Also, we need ride ticket income, so what we're not gonna do is go with the crazy umbrella strategy. Also, let's have all our guests be in like black and white. I think that's cool. But, you know, as for generating money, we're not gonna go with the umbrella sales strategy. Just to make it more viable to get the 8,000 in our pockets sooner. We shall have this be 10 cents and throughout the same park, or throughout the park the same price. Now, because we have limited flat path space, we kind of need to be careful with where we build what, else we do not really have that much room to hook stuff up. And the thing is, we're gonna have, like, the majority of the rides is gonna hook up to these outer paths. I mean, we need facilities there, but I also want facilities over here, because this is where we're not gonna hook stuff up to in terms of queues and whatnot. So, yeah. I think the benches and everything should be on the inside here. So what we'll do is we'll just get like a basic set of shops and stalls. And we should then start with our very first path expansion. Let's go downwards. Let's expand first over here. I think that's the way we should do it. And I also don't think like we should go completely overboard with all the shops and stalls and whatnot. So let's keep it easy and simple. But you know, we do want at least 2 toilets. Without 2 toilets, it's not gonna work. And we're just, like I said, we're just gonna keep it simple and do like 1 food thing, 1 drink thing, and a balloon thing, and then we're good. And of course, the balloons are gonna be white, because everything is gonna be gray, black, and white, you know. Okay, still no guests. So far, so good. So we have added shops and stalls, but nobody's coming. We have ultimate hard guest generation here. Yeah, like the guest generation here is cranked up so badly that they're not coming anymore. Oh, it's terrible. I know. Now, I also think it would be clever to not have any rides connecting over here. We can do cool rides going below this and whatnot, but we're not gonna connect anything there. So, as per what is the more smart thing to do, I think over here is where we will have like our new path section. So let's get that out there first, and let's just continue on with the tarmac style that we have, and that is this one. So unpause it and boop. Now I have placed benches there, which was of course very clever, because now I can remove all of them. And then, yeah, let's stick with like 2 high. That means that anything built on the water also needs its queue like 2 high. But I can live with that. Excuse me. I don't know what it is, you know, but I'm a bit sniffly and snarvly. Right, so this might seem a little bit weird, but you know, this is all for creating more path space to hook up to. I say we have like a 2 high, but it's actually 3. That's okay. We can still work with that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start out with a maze. That might not seem intuitive. I fully understand this, but just bear with me here, because this will be a floating maze. That will look so ugly. Let's not. Let's just not. Okay, we can open this, but this is a non-existent maze. I don't know, but can I demolish you? Thank you, because that is like a ride entity for the game. But I don't know. I don't think that would have worked out all that well. So, like I said at the start, you know, when I had like this really cool name for this maze, we're not gonna go overboard with difficulty. So, what we can do, of course, this is a bit cheesy. Oh, okay. Oh, we are actually. Oh, okay. So we. Interesting. I was not aware that this would become an issue. Well, in that case, we don't really have much options then. I mean, we will go here, but that means that for tracked rides, if they can't really go this high out there as well, we're basically already having an issue with them. Because I feel like this is like the limit of our maze. Okay, it's a bit underwhelming, I'll have to admit. Well, we'll see. Yeah. For the time being, this is how things are gonna be. And then what we are gonna do is let's just go with like the dinosaur thing. Well, let's not make this like a Chinese type island. Let's make. Say what now? It costs to remove that stuff? Huh? You don't say. Okay. Well, I regret doing that, but yeah, I don't think I'll get my money back for regretting it. Right. So, it is time for us to charge more money for this on the current $1.60. Look, I don't know if this is a curious, interesting thing, but I can imagine having hedges will have running costs implicated because you need to trim them. But what if we do brick walls? I mean, you don't need to trim brick walls, you know. Or do maintenance on them. Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, do we go with brick walls? Do we go with no, we don't go with ice blocks because that looks stupid. Yeah, let's go with wooden fences. I like that more. And then we can go with the pagoda style entry. Or jungle style. We go with pagoda style because it matches the color scheme better. Nice. And then, I mean, I said it already, and therefore I will. The grace of a maze. You know what? Let's just do grace of a maze there. Man, what a great name. Now, because this is our very first ride, shall we... Oh, look, that's interesting. Our maze cannot have music. Do you see this? There is no music to choose here. So the maze is a silent ride. Very, very interesting. I did not expect that. Okay, well, in any case, what we also need to do is we need to get ourselves a ship. Oh. And then... basically, the question is, would we be able to build this here? I'm just gonna test this. It's too high for supports. That's also too high. Also too high. So, that is doable, but my goodness. So, we are basically stuck to the shores, that is, unless we have, like, a ride that can go to some height. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. It might become more challenging than I first anticipated. But we'll survive. We'll deal with it. Let's pause it though. Because we have a few guests coming into the park now. Let's check them out. Let's see how rich they are. You have 80 bucks to spend. That's very good. That's the park entrance. You have 90 bucks to spend. Oh. 100 bucks even. 110! My goodness, the guests are loaded. 110 game euro bucks. Oh my. Oh, so we don't need to worry about oh, hey, guys, it's gonna be an easy one. Nice. Still though, what we need to do is we need to build it compact, because that's gonna be crucial to get the 8,000 in ride ticket entry fees. Yeah. Wait. I almost opened this up, but we're not gonna rush it that badly. Okay, pretty good. Now, we need to be careful with how we do this, because I think this is like the right way, yes. Else we would have created like a square, and you know, we don't really want squares, so. Now, this is able to play music. Is Jurassic style any good? We'll find out once we open up this ride, so let's do that. Alright, done with the Jurassic style. Oh, I like this. It's not as good as the Roman fanfare, but it fits better. So we'll go with jungle style, you know, because the pagoda was only for the maze because it looked really nice on it. But this is gonna be jungle style for the most of it. So then we'll do this and then this. Maybe also get like a trash can out here. Oh, and you know what? This is definitely going to need its own handy dude. That I can guarantee you. Without it, it will be a vomit galore. So there you go. Now, of course, we will not have this be the swinging ship. Why don't we call this Sea Laundry? In homage to my laundry machine. No, of course not. I shall call this. Oh, nice. We have the roto drop. I know what we're gonna build soon. Let's name this. Yeah, we shall call this the Lord of the Shallows, which is what it is essentially, because this is a ship that cannot go into deep waters. It's the Lord of the Shallows. It sounds cool too, though. I have to admit. So it's not even like a like a ridiculous name or anything. Wooden support or brown supports is maybe we should do this in like wooden and then this with like a yellow trim. Or shall we do like a icy trim? I like that. Maybe the base plate with like a watercolor. Well, it looks cool, doesn't it? This looks even better. The Lord of the Shallows will be in the classic color setting of yellow and brown. Pretty good, pretty good. Now guys, as it stands currently, we do not really need big grand coasters. We need effective coasters that will give us an absolute crap ton of guests going through them. So to that end, we're gonna build an ultra effective steel mini roller coaster. And what we're gonna do with it is we're gonna start out right over here, I say, and I'm thinking, because at what height are we? Yeah, that's another question. And at what height is the at what height is the park? Oh, this is like height 1. Right, height 1. Okay, so that means that above the water there isn't much room for our coaster to do anything fancy. So that means that it needs to lift over here. It's okay though. We'll live, you know. We'll do what needs to be done. And regardless, what we're gonna do is spend our money on chainsaw fuel and then go a bit like this, because above over here is kind of like, and of course, you know, the one place that I choose to build is of course where I've built a shop and stall. I did open you up, yeah. It's just that nobody's buying balloons yet. It's okay. It's okay, guys. For now, I can forgive you. Now, let me see. I want this to be there. Also, to get right income stuff, we need our exit to be at the back. But for the time being, what we'll do is... not too long. We'll check to see 3 by 10. 3 by 10. Is it still 3 by 10? It's 2 by 10. So that is needed. And then we'll get the exit here. Now I know this is really bad for repeat guests, but at the same time, this is what we need for fixing up the ride, you know, because should it crash, then we're basically we're screwed, because the guests will not go on it, and getting the repeat guests to me matters less than the well, actually, if we put the entrance at the back, yeah, but then the guests need to walk all the way. That also, yeah. No, I think right now what we're doing is the correct way of dealing with this. So. Now we are gonna hook it up over here, because I don't want any rides to be there. I don't want the guests to be there, basically, unless they're walking towards something. So, terraform a little. Like that. Right, so far so good. Will I be able to get like I am able to connect that. Very good. Of course, that is no entry. And this will now all of a sudden require quite a few more benches. But the basis is there, you know? So let us get this thing, this show on the road. Or what? It's already too high for supports? Like really? Right. We might not even be able to go that much higher above the above the water. My goodness. It's interesting, you know, to say the least, like how this whole deep water that we have here is handling itself, you know. Let's see. What if we were to say, I just want to see, like, what's gonna happen over here if I am saying, like, okay. Oh. Yeah, so height 15 is the limit. So we're like 3 off, basically. Wow. And we can't... No, but that's not really a surprise. You know what? You know what would be like really cool? If we said, okay, let's go over here. And then over there. And then maybe wait a little bit with that. Go helix down large, helix down small, helix down large. What height is the path at again? Height 9. So that would mean helix down small. We are now basically good to go below the path, which I think is a pretty cool feature. And then basically it's back to the station again now. So with that said, what we can do, of course, is go up and say, okay, we're now at height 24. And we run into our own track. Oh wait, we are actually above our own track right now. Right, that's even more interesting. Right now we run above the station too. Don't we? Yeah, we do. Wait. So if we go to like height 15, that's because that's an uneven number. I believe what we can therefore do is say, okay, helix down small. This does not seem to line us up. So what if we go straight like this and now start helixing small towards the station? I think that this is within the realm of possibilities. Besides, what we can then even do is, because of the straight piece, is do like the helix down small. We don't need that. I think we're good the way we go here. And then we do brakes because we know the thing will have speed. So we'll say 49, 35, 20. But we are. Rightio. Time to test it. I think we just barely made this. Now, mind you, we currently do not really have any cash flow, and James here is taking up all the money, you know, being the expensive butler that he is. Also, this is absolutely needed for the water coaster. Perfect. You are also needed. I'm sorry, mechanic, but you're not coping anyway. Now, please do. Oh, this is really cool though. This is like the coaster going all the way right around the path. It's not like this design is really that great, but because it's above the water, it's rather expensive, to be honest. So we could have spent less. Oh well, we didn't. That's what it comes down to. Now, I don't know what the ratings will be, but we're gonna charge as much as we can. That's also what it comes down to. And if that means 5.5, well, that means 5.5. 70 kilometers is actually... Right, it's not gonna be 5.5. We're gonna charge $5. But we can charge the $5. Now, guests will flock to this coaster right now as if there is no tomorrow. Or so it should be. It's pretty good though. Let's take a quick look at the stats again. So it has like a 1 minute 14 ride time. And average speed of only 22 kilometers, but that is because of the lift. I mean, if we don't go up this high, well, then we don't really have that much pace. That's another issue. So we basically have to. It would have been nice if we would have gone into the underground now, I'll have to admit. Is that still feasible to do? No, because we're gonna have a path here. This is clever the way I've built it. Not the fact that we didn't go into the underground, but the fact that we kept this free for like the future expansion of the path here, because that is gonna be here anyway. So now we're good. We're good. Why don't we call this the pacifier? Hey, you know, it's a bit the namesake of this park, really, is what it is. Looks good. And let's go a bit wild with jungle coloring here. And that's really wild. I like it though. We'll keep it. But we will go with like brown insides here. And also wooden supports. We're gonna make this like a bit of a jungle park. And I think pink does fit a little bit, you know, pink and green. As if this were some toxic fruit or of sorts. So yeah, you know, this is fitting. And so far so good, you know. We seem to have the very first bit of this park pretty under control. Now, I don't know where we are in terms of park objective, but look at our ride tickets. We have 1,000 already in the second month. If this continues like this, then we will be finishing this park before the end of this year. But I don't think that will happen. Well, you never know. You're gonna find out next time when we play more Rollercoaster Tycoon.